Hi, my name is Chelsea Heinrichs, and this is my action plan for the EPHS Poetry Slam. Rimas por Gustavo Adolfo Bécquer. Los suspiros son aire y van al aire. Las lágrimas son agua y van al mar. Dime, mujer, cuando el amor se olvida, ¿sabes tú a dónde va? This is a poem that I read during a poetry slam at Minnesota State University Mankato when I was a junior in college, and I read a small portion, this paragraph here, and then two of my friends that I had studied abroad with read other parts of the Rimas poem. It was a really great way for us to kind of show off what we had learned when we were studying abroad. In addition, we were able to hear all the other students that were participating that were native speakers of other languages, and I was really able to see how many languages were spoken on campus that I had no clue that were even there or present at my school. And I thought that this would be a great idea to incorporate into a high school for students to become aware of the languages that are spoken and present in our community in Eden Prairie. The area of focus is really language diversity. The current situation at our school with language diversity is that we have a lot of little groups separated out. We have English language learners, we have foreign exchange students every year, we have lots of clubs and organizations. We have French Club, German Club, American Sign Language Club, Spanish Club, we have Somali Student Association Club, we have Latino Club, we have Diversity Club, but they're all very separated out. We also offer many languages at our school. We have Spanish, French, German, American Sign Language, and Mandarin. The goal of the Poetry Slam has a few different facets. There's first a school-wide goal. The school-wide goal would be to create unity across the school and to promote the awareness of the different languages and linguistic diversity that is available at our school. Club-wide is that we have all these different clubs, and it would be really beneficial, I believe, for all the clubs to come together and work together towards a common goal. We don't currently have any end-of-year celebration or any events where all the clubs work together. Each club is very individualized, and I think it'd be really great that we have all these clubs that have either a focus on language or a part of their club that does pertain to language that could all work together towards this poetry slam. Also to get their members to be involved in that. It would also increase awareness of the different clubs at our school. Perhaps students aren't already in a club, but after attending the Poetry Slam, they could see a club that they could join. We really do push our students to be involved in the school, whether in a sport or an activity or a club. So this is a great way to find students into a welcoming place that they could be a part of. Department-wide, as a world language department, we are always trying to further our students and give them a way to showcase the material that they've learned. This would be a great way for them to not only be able to present the information that they've learned or that they found, but also for them to hear other languages and native speakers and to be able to see really why it is so important that we learn other languages. And then on an individual basis, the Poetry Slam, you can either write your own poem or you can find a poem from a famous writer and you can recite their poem. So on an individual basis, we would have several different goals. Those for students who want to create their own poem to express themselves, which would be at a higher level of language, maybe native speakers or higher levels of the languages that are taught at our school. And then on a lower level, or students who aren't as comfortable writing and performing their own poetry piece, would be to find a poetry piece and then to recite that. And that would be a great individual goal for students to kind of get over the fear of public speaking. But it's also a really fun, calm environment where they could share something that expresses themselves. The steps, I would first have to communicate with all the different groups at our school to get them all on board and then to start working towards creating this event. I would also be relying on my department to create an assignment for language courses. So something that we could send out and that all the courses of all the different languages could assign the students that would be them either finding or creating a poem depending on the level of language. And so then maybe for extra credit or for, volunteers only, that they could actually go on to the next level and actually recite the poem. But to have everybody do the first step in creating a poem would really help us get a lot of volunteers and people who want to participate. If everybody already had to write the poem, it's only just a little bit more effort to actually perform it. Publicizing the event, I would really heavily rely on social media to help me publicize the event, since this is the easiest way to communicate at our school is via Twitter, Facebook, and Remind 101. And then finally, just to get out, share the poetry, and have a great event. Key players would be the world language and English language learner teachers to get the assignment out to the students, and then but also to increase the publicity around the school, to be finding different students to participate in the event. My professional learning community would support me in the creation of the assignment, and also helping any students who would want peer editing prior to of their poem prior to their performance of their poem. And then finally, the school clubs to promote the event and to bring their members to the event and work together to put on the event. That is the EPHS Poetry Slam.